When Cold Feet returned to our screens last year, everybody held their breath. Would we welcome it back? Would we not welcome it back? The good news was rave reviews. Rave reviews,
yeah,
right? Were you worried?
Were
you worried?
Oh, terrified. Well, it seemed like a really bad idea, really, because we didn't. Well, because we didn't have an example of another show that had come back after 14 years. You know,
Yes.
It was a long time away. Thankfully, it all worked out and we were welcomed back with open arms last year.
It was always being talked about, and whenever any of you, the cast, were on here, we always had to ask, so, what about Cold Feet? There was a piece in the paper, and you all went, no, nothing.
And in the supermarket. I mean, basically everybody always said, when's it coming back? You're like, I have done other work, you know. But no, it was something that sort of never really went away. So when we got the call, we just thought it was a practical joke, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I didn't think it was real.
That was that series. Went down well. We're now into a new series as well.
Yeah.
Often when people become more mature, or especially come into their 50s, people think
I don't know what you're talking about.
they haven't got a story to tell. I was out with my kids who are well into their 20s last week, and anyway, we arrived back somewhere and I was ahead of them. And they all came into the room laughing because they said, we thought you'd drive like an old man and yet you beat us back. And they think you've never done things, you don't have a life.
Well, I think that's the point about the Cold Feet thing, is that, of course, people welcomed it back because we are still interesting, you'd like to think. You know, things still happen to us that are worth watching. We've also got, just in case, we've got young people in the show as well. Hedged our bets on that one. It's marvellous. There's some lovely storylines for them. But yeah, no, exactly. But
I think
that's people fall in love.
Yeah, that's what...
Yes.
People
out of love,
get divorced, they in,
lose
out.
their jobs.
You know, there's sort of every version of the storyline that we used to have, but we react differently to it, you know, because we're 50.
And also, you know, bringing in the storyline of depression with Pete, which is, you know...
Yeah, that was last
mental
year.
health now is a big... You know, more and more people are talking about it. It's all about awareness.
Well, a big part of this series now, because we started, you know, last Friday it started, and you'll see the shadow of that depression on Pete and Jen, on their marriage, actually. And although we're not really looking at depression now, we're certainly looking at the aftermath of it. But
at the core of it is friendship. That's what I think we all love. And sometimes you fall out with each other. What about you gang as actors, friends?
Do we like each other?
Do you like each other? But can you stay in touch? It's hard, isn't it?
Do
you like each other? I think it's what the nation's asking.
Most of the time.
Do you know what? We are so lucky. I would say we like each other more now than we ever have. I mean, when egos and everything else got in the way when we were younger, and, you know, but actually we've all grown into each other. It is an absolute honour to work with every single one of them. I love it.
Especially when you're grateful for the work.
And there is that.
Yes, there is that.
Now you just have to get on. Yes, exactly.
I think in a lot of people's psyche, they associate Cold Feet with Sunday nights.
Yeah, I know we're on a Friday. That's a sort of a new thing. In fact, the last year we were on a Monday. Originally we were always on a Sunday. Now we're on a Friday. To be honest, in this day and age, everyone watches it in catch-up, and I think that's what they're doing anyway. Yeah. So you can still watch it on a Sunday and catch-up. So there you go.
What about, because you obviously got teenage children in the show. How old are your children now?
Well, my daughter is the same age, because the last episode of the original series, I was 8.5 months pregnant for real. So they had to give me the same age child. It's just, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense at all. So my daughter's the same age as my daughter in the show, which is she's nearly 15.
Does she watch the show? Do you allow her to watch the show? Does she want to watch it?
She is a massive fan of the show. My 10-year-old son, however, finds it a bit boring. But you know, but only because he just wants to watch football. So I'm like, in fact, actually, there are some episodes with a bit of football in, and he will tune into those.
Just that bit.
Just that bit, and then he likes the ads. I don't know what can I say. He's 10. But no, it's fun. I mean, it depends. With my husband's an actor as well, and it depends what we're in if we let them watch it and
what you're doing in it
and what we're doing.
It brings me around to nudity. What is all this I hear about? You've got a clause. You and Hermione.
Ruth, are you going to wear a bikini?
No.
Next week?
Not in public.
No, not anytime soon. Not even for him, probably.
I would for him, but only...
You?
I wouldn't wear one either. No.
Tankini?
Right, so have they asked you to wear bikinis?
We made it, Hermione and I, we made it very clear that the nation didn't need that in their lives, OK? It wasn't going to get ratings in any way, so just... Although there is, I have to say, there is... The series sort of gets better and better, actually, and there are bits in it. Let's just put this in. There's a fantasy scene with John and I, and it's sort of intimate, let's say.
Okay. Is there lingerie?
I'm in a negligee, and there's spaghetti involved. I don't know what else to say. It's really
And do you
fun.
love to cook? So did you cook the spaghetti yourself, or are you involved in that at all?
I was doing other things to heat it up. I don't know what to say. But it's, yeah, we broke all the, the health and safety rules. That's all I'm saying. It was the best day's filming I had.
Okay.
It was so fun.
Well,
look
I think
forward
that
to that
comes
scene.
through in the finished article as well.
The fun
The fun,
element
yeah.
of it. Yeah, no, I hope it does, because there aren't that many jobs that you like. When you go to work and you think, oh, great, this is going to be a laugh, I mean, sometimes the actual work gets in the way of the fun. It's like...